Might want to your AI companion. Clayton, are you using the AI companion?
I don't think so.
He doesn't need the AI companion.
She is
His
AI.
note-taking is flawless.
Although Gates said in 10 years, AI will take over for doctors and about the other business sector, medical and something else,
Definitely proctologists.
which would be internalists now. I don't think many of them call themselves proctologists anymore. Unless you're on Seinfeld. Yeah, except for that. Okay.
Agenda item?
A new agenda item as a conversation item, alternate location for either the May or June SGL meeting.
Okay.
I would propose Brotherhood and Sister Souls location.
Uh-huh.
I think would be great. I think something to engage that demographic.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
They've invited me to their next community breakfast.
I have that one too, so let's attend.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll follow you, Lee.
Okay, I think it'll be a great idea.
Brother.
Okay, so it's either you or the seniors. The seniors could be a little bit more ideal, the senior action committee, because it's earlier in the day. But in terms of, well, actually, why don't you kick off your meeting? Yeah, so, yeah, we could talk about this one.
And in fact, with that, by that and for that, you have the agenda, Clayton?
Thank you.
I don't know if I do. I don't think it was in
Okay, so why don't I forward it to you as we speak, as I know how to do that. That is among those things which I actually know how to do. All right, I've sent it to you. And when you get it, let us know that we may adopt it. So that we may adopt it.
Okay.
It's a brief agenda. The only items include our review of the draft survey, community assessment survey, and plotting the calendar for the duration of the fiscal year.
Not the overthrow, but plotting the calendar.
Yes.
I move that we adopt the agenda.
Second, thank you. And then, have we minutes from our last meeting yet?
No, sorry. Still, I owe that. I owe you those.
We don't spite you.
Yeah.
All right. So we will table the minutes for now. And I was mentioning to Mr. Johnson that in the absence of outreach, community outreach, preparatory to this evening's meeting, this will likely be short and sweet. Also, there is an LGBT focused mayoral candidates meeting happening down in the village this evening, to which I looked. Oh yeah,
excellent.
Yeah. I went to one Saturday that Espaillat hosted up in Washington Heights. But in any event, so this will likely be short and sweet, because something else I would like to propose, Dr. Sanford, if it's all the same to you, unless you have done further review of Ariel Sella's draft survey document, as I have not since we last met, I would like to table that until we can review it with Dr. Franklin, who is the most expert among us in crafting survey instruments.
Okay. That sounds reasonable to me. I guess maybe it would be good for us to know have a timeline for talking to Dr. Franklin, so we don't let too much time go by.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can reach out to him soon and get a time for when we can.
Precisely. That's what we ought to do, because I have it on good information that he's going to be traveling to Oklahoma for several weeks shortly. So, but just as we're doing now, we know how to Zoom it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And with that, then I am hoping that we might focus on conceiving our calendar, our spring calendar, and looking at collaborations that we might do towards crafting our calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about the radically regressive environment that we're operating in. With whom might we partner towards conceiving challenges to the...
That's a really good question, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's some natural players which you would know best organizationally.
Okay.
You probably know them. I tend to think about location and the venue. Where do you think, what would be a location that would be attractive and highly accessible?
Among attractive and highly accessible locations that occur to me off the top of my head include Harlem School of the Arts, the Gatehouse on the campus of City College, across the street from the Gatehouse on the campus of City College is Aaron Davis Hall.
Aaron Davis Hall, right? So you're thinking sort of a large, potentially attended event, upwards of sub 200, greater than 100? Okay.
But then we're talking like town hall action.
That's town hall-ish, yeah.
Otherwise, for the last of our meetings, we might do something somewhat smaller, again at the Forum, in a room that's a little smaller than the one we booked earlier this month.
Is there one smaller than that?
Oh, sure,
Okay.
301.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just as a thought.
In fact, there are a couple of them
Really small?
with a maximum capacity of 35.
Oh, wow, that is definitely smaller.
Yeah.
So I thought Brotherhood and Sister Soul could be attractive because it gives you the other age demographic, but the set of issues would be different unless you see otherwise. The things that might be relevant to, you can bring in a large young group. You have a built-in group there, right? The kids are already there. So I would suspect that would give you a 20 plus number, less than 50, but 20.
Mm-hmm.
And what would be the topics of discussion outside of the normal SGL committee stuff that would be relevant to them? Or could it be sort of an opportunity to allow them to communicate some thoughts and ideas for the future?
So I thought about you this afternoon because
I felt, my ear was burning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But all flippancy and jokes aside, because I had Brittany Reyes. I think it was yesterday morning that I got her invitation to the next breakfast. Mm-hmm. And I looked at it yesterday and then I looked at it again today and I thought about you and thought about the possibility of our task force partnering with them. But I didn't know around what issue or set of issues, as they are youth.
Right.
And so to your proposal, and what occurs to me is that we might reach out to them and ask them what concerns are most pressing.
Well, my thought is to have the actual SGL meeting on site there.
Sure.
Remotely.
Sure.
So you would invite.
But we would need an agenda for the meeting. And I'm saying if we're going to do that, we can, rather than, conjecturing or, about what would be important or what most pressing or urgent issues for them, ask them. And plotting an agenda.
Sure, let them come up with 5, 10, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think, Dr. Sanford?
I think that would be great. So this would be for the April or May meeting, presumably.
Yeah.
Could you April? Yeah.
Just
I got the same invite because I attended the last one.
I know.
Oh, that's right. You do know that.
I listened to you. That's right. Yeah. Believe it or not, I pay attention when you talk, Mr. Johnson.
Clayton, when are you coming back?
You said to deliver me.
Deliver me. So April 10th, yeah, that would be, they could definitely whip something up in a week, so there would be plenty of time.
Well, you know what I'm thinking, and you tell me what you make of this idea, because again, I haven't yet responded to Brittany, but I intend to take her up on the invitation.
Right.
But what if, in responding to her, I pitch the idea of a collaboration and ask her and their disposition with respect to collaborating with us and hosting a task force meeting. And should the answers be affirmative, then ask, so what issues are most pressing concern to you guys?
Right. So I think this is interesting because there are lots of groups attending that breakfast. So that's also a possibility.
Yes.
To sort of, to take advantage of that opportunity. And they would mention some things to you during the break, or they'll follow up with you to say, here's some topics. But I think it would be terrific overall to first set that the location could be at Brosis, and then everything else folds in. I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Well, if you think it's a great idea, then that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
If you think it's a great idea, then that's what time it is.
It should happen. It should happen.
That's that.
So the other group that I think SGL, not SGL, senior, but that would be because they meet earlier in the day. I think the other advantage of doing something with Brotherhood and Sister Soul and taking advantage of that breakfast is you can use it as an announcement. So you may want to have a conversation with Brittany sooner than later, just to propose it.
Say it again, please.
So I think you will want to make the announcement or propose it broadly during the breakfast, which is on the 10th. So you might want to chat with Brittany prior to the 10th.
About?
The whole idea, so that
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Oh, you're perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know you were going to be so timely.
Well,
I see how you operate, though. You're on top of things.
Listen to you.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, no, because as I say, since yesterday, since I received her invitation to the next breakfast, and I remembered immediately that you had gone to the last breakfast, and I followed your lead and your urging, and beyond your having shared with us your having attended the last breakfast and what your experience in it, the event, I went myself and stopped by Brosis, if you recall.
Right.
So upon receiving the invitation to the next breakfast, I started thinking about, the possibility of our collaborating. We need to be collaborating.
Yes.
We need to be collaborating, not only towards rebuilding our numbers for this task force, but also around conceiving initiatives to support our resilience and our empowerment in the face of the erasure that is being perpetrated by the administration presently. So, and I mean, that's urgent and pressing business.
Yes.
So, so no, I'm gonna follow up tomorrow morning.
Brilliant.
Yeah, if not tonight. But yes, Okay. Any thoughts, Dr. What's your name? Clayton? What's your name? Dr. Sanford? Yeah.
I think it makes a lot of sense. So I think wait, so just to clarify, your conversation with Brittany tomorrow will be mostly about like what types of what topics you kind of like to explore, kind of the parameters of the conversation to come, and then that next conversation will be more focused on planning or explicitly like coming up with an agenda or like events that can kind of help actualize that agenda.
Yep.
Okay.
See, he listens to me.
Sounds reasonable.
What other entities are we aware of in our midst with which we might? Oh, well, they're in Brooklyn, but the executive director lives in West Harlem. Are you familiar with Griot Circle?
Griot, yes, and I can't remember why.
Okay.
Yeah. Something as a CBO or something.
Right.
Yes.
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 I will reach out to them about, because we see each other fleetingly,
Okay.
In the neighborhood. And I keep floating the idea, oh, we need to do something together, but we haven't.
Right.
And it's high time if we're going to.
Right.
That okay. Andre Guess is his name. Spelled interesting, Aunduray, Andre.
God bless.
Now, mind you, Griot Circle are, oh, you said something about elders or older, meaning earlier in the day. Who were you talking about?
So I was thinking about the senior, so I was just thinking about this.
The committee?
If they, because they meet earlier in the day and those hours could also work well for BROSIS, and a senior outreach to the predominantly Spanish speaking folks in the community could be useful, and it's close to them. But in terms of senior interest, the senior centers don't really seem to do anything in this space. I haven't seen anything organized, unless you know better.
Which spaces are you talking about?
So-
Which senior centers are you talking about?
Yeah, so I was thinking, I think this is where you're going at, right? You're talking about sort of the LGBTQ senior membership. I have not, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know of any senior centers that have anything wrapped around that. You have one.
No,
Yeah.
I'm listening to you.
So the tendency is they are not very responsive when you reach out to the senior centers.
No, they're not.
And earlier hour, there's a whole bunch of issues that go on with them, but that would be an interesting group.
Okay, another organization is, are you familiar with Adodi?
No.
Okay. They're intergenerational, relatively speaking, but most of their constituent base are elders now, as I recall, also. Sage is old.
Sage, is that the name of the group? Okay.
Sage is well, Sage is they have a Sage. Let me write them down. They are old homos also.
That seems like something from some TV show. Like Will and Grace. I love that. Yeah. So I was thinking also flyering into the businesses where I think there might be some traction. Harlem Public and their second entity.
The chip cup.
Yes, and their third entity. That Clayton and I always pass, that used to be Grill on the Hill. It's now Winnie, it's called Winnie something. She acquired that space.
Where?
It's on 140,
139 or 140th?
And in Amsterdam.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different place.
Yeah.
What is the one on Edgecombe
The Edge?
at 142nd?
Oh, the coffee place?
Yes.
Clayton.
Because
Manhattan.
we did Manhattanville Coffee.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Because the task force, we did our second screening.
At the location?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mind you,
really?
this was like 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
It was pre-COVID.
Mhm.
But yeah, we could go back to them too. What did you say after Chip Cup, the last one you mentioned?
It's called Winnie Says, like Winnie the Pooh Says, SAYS, or Winnie Said. It's an
Okay.
odd name. Lauren is the owner.
Uh-huh. Okay. Boulevard.
Mhm.
Okay, and the flyering.
Flyer, yeah.
Wait, so just zooming out a bit, the type of event we're talking about is a town hall of sorts? Is that,
Well,
or are we talking about just like making partnerships in advance of deciding kind of what the is?
so, certainly, preparatory to our conducting a town hall, we should do all of this. In terms of, building alliances, or forging collaborations, or forging partnerships, in collaboration with, other entities, in and or around Harlem, West and Harlem more broadly.
A large,
Yeah.
at large. Yeah, so I think perhaps one way to think of this is if you want to put a stake in the ground, would the town hall be the last SGL meeting? Or last June, right?
Yeah,
So then everything else could be
leading up
working.
to.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just sort of like the gathering. I think it would be brilliant, sort of a road show. What did they say in the South? Tent revival? When you take it to the people.
By which point we should have completed.
Yeah.
And have our needs assessment survey ready also.
Right.
And Brosis said, they're doing something, they said in April. We should have the survey ready before that.
Right.
But yeah, we can deploy it then as well.
So I'll be at Brosis tomorrow, but if I see Brittany, I'll just say hello to her. But I have to go there to talk about something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
I think this is great.
I think so too. You're so intelligent.
So I think I've been looking at spaces where there is a possibility of hosting or having small groups, even for outreach. So I think Winnie Says could be interesting, as well as Harlem Public. I like those two locations. They're reasonably large. I think Lauren would be supportive as long as they're
I mean,
not.
hosting meetings?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. So that's another possibility. I would throw all of them out there. You could flyer them or possibly host them. I like the idea of the community boards reaching into those spaces. The timing is a bit tricky, right? Some folks won't be home in time, but
also, with respect to the commercial venues, so like for instance, that is when we did the community engagement and education screening at, was it Manhattanville Coffee? It was immediately following their business hours, which I think was like around 7 p.m.
Okay,
So that is a consideration. It's,
well, Winnie Says is really fascinating because Winnie Says has sort of two sides. There's the front side and then the back or the rear lounge side. So
okay.
and that could also work, whereas Harlem Tavern does not have that same
I
division.
mean, Harlem Public.
Harlem Public, I'm
Gotcha.
sorry, yeah.
We also did one of those community engagement and education screenings at the Porch,
Oh, on St. Nicholas, yeah.
which is now a comedy club.
It's not, yeah.
They
I think they came before the board, so, yeah, I think they would be open or inclined. That would be a great place to do a screening on the porch. You might need a permit, but at some
a
point,
screening.
somehow if you can mount a monitor, because they have that outside area, I was just thinking about it, and it's sort of a quiet future.
You mean the
future,
comedy club?
future, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you're reminding me of work that we've done over the years.
I like that. I didn't even to myself.
Okay, all right, okay. So any thoughts as to, okay, so we're going to reach out to BroSys about they're potentially hosting our next meeting or May meeting?
I think the next meeting.
Okay.
So the first question is the possibility of hosting. And that would line you up. If you get a yes for that, you can mention it at the April 10th breakfast, and then you and Brittany can start working towards the
And
agenda.
mention it at the next general board meeting.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. A freebie, a location that's not known to be, they're not known to be as gracious and giving, but it could be a possibility just in terms of interesting locations.
Mhm.
The event space on 145th Street, Grand Slam.
What about
Now that,
for what?
so it could be a town hall at some point. So I'm just kind of throwing out a bunch of locations.
Mhm.
That one is just key because it's right on the corner.
No, it's in a prime location, certainly.
Yeah.
It's just the catering hall setting. Well, they have a couple of,
They have like 3 or 4 rooms, I think,
yeah,
right?
they have 2 or 3 rooms, right? Yeah, yeah, okay.
Just as a thought.
Yeah. All right, Grand Slam. But again, to your point, while my theater company, through a contact, or one of my theater company contacts, has gotten it for a minimal fee, yeah. I don't know. In fact, though, also Marita Dunn, I think, had secured it for the Economic Development Committee
Okay,
for a meeting
okay.
to which nobody attended
Wow.
because they didn't do the proper signage.
Right.
But well, that was, I guess, among reasons. But in any event, so I guess it's not beyond the realm of reason or possibility.
Okay.
It's worth asking.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Grand Slam is a potential town hall venue also. City College is also,
It's an interesting demographic, right? That gives you a lot of what you're looking for. And in the current climate, it's highly possible that you have a demographic that is looking for an opportunity to express themselves. So with the appropriate notice, you could pack them in. But where are we coming up in terms of the graduation cycle? Will the campus go into?
well, City College is both City College and again, the Forum or any number of Columbia sites are greatest potential town hall venues
Right.
for June, because May is when the graduations happen.
June would be perfect.
I mean, June for CUNY.
Right.
No, I'm wrong. It's the end of May for CUNY also.
Okay.
Yeah, so June, yeah, either of those colleges. There was something else that occurred to me with, do you remember Mitch? Who joined us here? I think he was from the Columbia Spectator.
Mhm.
He reached
I think we
out.
got an email.
He copied you, did he?
Yeah.
Did you respond?
Not yet. I should do that.
I should too, but I wanted to talk to you first.
Yeah, maybe one of
So-
us could I mean, if we have something to, it might be good to hold off on the interview and let until we have something to promote. So like if we have a date or survey.
That was my impulse, you know. But he did ask a question or two but okay. I'll respond.
Yeah.
Mitch Lemko, here he is. Monday. I apologize for not being able to make it to the showing of Paris's Burning on March 6th. I had a class at that exact time, but I let my classmates know about it. That's nice.
Yes, a couple students did show up, but I'm not sure what the affiliation was.
Okay. Wondering, would you guys willing to interview current projects? Right. Well, that's why I held off. I wanted us to talk first. Some ways your community outreach has changed in recent times. Board is reacting to current events. Okay, I will respond to Mitch Lemko.
I guess one other question, just to zoom all the way out. I think I'm still
Yeah.
trying to figure out like what kind of the vision for the event or for an event or a gathering or whatever might be, because we were talking earlier about the political climate and we're talking about bringing lots of people in, but I'm trying to figure out what kind of is the use, like what do we have that we can share with participants, or what can people, like, are we trying to have something to serve as like an organizing call of like, if you come here are things you can get involved in, or is it like a let's help you get information about like how to stay safe and what is protected and what is not protected? And I feel like there's a very, very large space of directions we might go in, and I want to make sure we have like somewhat of a clear idea of what we're doing before we dive too deep.
You're talking about a focus for the town hall.
Yeah.
When are we convening people around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what the slate of issues was on the one that was tabled. The last one we plotted, which was around which we had booked a space, I think in the NAC at CCNY, spring of 2020. Good, we should brainstorm a focus or foci for the town hall around what slate of issues we're convening the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you're just gonna get you'll get a ton of different data points and then you'll have to kind of pick and choose sort of kind of like to see if, what do you want to keep in and what do you want to fall out? Even from Paris is Burning, the panel, I think the young people, the panel discussion did not resonate with them as well, even though I thought Extreme Innovation was highly entertaining, as the demonstration. And when, I can't think of the guy's name, Charles, the dresser guy,
Lee Soldier?
no, there was a guy who took responsibility, I guess, for dressing and costuming.
Oh, okay.
I think his name is Charles.
I don't remember.
Charles went out of his way to bring the young people into that room because they had to leave early.
Mhm.
That seemed to be an engaging conversation between that the folks that were doing the demonstration had with the young people, and they talked about why they were interested in ball and their 9-to-5 lives as well as their ball lives and all of that stuff. So it sort of went, they spoke for about 15-20 minutes, and I was there. I was like, that conversation went really well.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
So that could be an element in and of itself, maybe a part of it somehow for the town hall, or maybe for something in the future.
Well, what I'm thinking again is in following up and through with your proposal about engaging Brittany and Brosis around collaboration. And asking them which issues are most urgent and pressing for them. By the same token, and at the same time, the same thing with Griot Circle and the other organizations with which we're partnering, including the usual suspects, plus Harlem Pride, Griot Circle, Adodi,
Will CUNY, does anyone have a sense of the last day of classes?
I do. It's May 14th, I think, is the last day of classes. Yeah.
And summer session kicks in.
And the following week, the week of the 20th, I believe, is exams.
Okay.
And graduation is the week after that. I know graduation for Lehman is the 29th of May.
Okay.
So summer sessions start the following month.
Okay.
Yeah. There are 2 summer sessions.
Summer 1, summer 2.
Yeah, 2 5-week summer sessions. What are you thinking? I see your mind.
I think I just want to make sure we don't get overwhelmed by information and we were able to keep the focus tight. That's all I'm thinking. I'm not thinking big thoughts.
Yeah.
I think like if we use Brosis as our main partners, I think that could be a good starting point. But I think we also then possibly don't want to like try to cast too wide of a net after that, because then that way, if we can say like they're interested in this, we can try to help them accomplish this. We can partner with them. I think that would. It feels a little more like I think it's sometimes good to establish like.
Well, it's more manageable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what I'm thinking about with respect to Chris's proposals about the senior centers and the commercial venues and flyering them. I'm thinking about those outreach to those as marketing and outreach for the town hall.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Good. All right. And have we addressed the new business?
That was
we
rolled it all into one.
Yeah. You old instigator, you.
I do my best. Do my best.
Your best is very good. Okay. Good. This is good. When are you back, Doc?
Actually unclear. I have a family
He's
thing.
not coming back. He's left.
No, I'll be back. It's probably next few weeks.
Okay, all right.
Did you say the next few weeks? Oh, Clayton, are you up on the peninsula or down in
I'm
Santa
in the
Cruz?
peninsula for now. I'll be going
Okay.
somewhere else soon. But
All right.
How's it going?
let's talk offline.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
all right, all right, all right.
Uh-oh.
Then do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Well, before you guys adjourn, I just want to say congratulations. Both of you guys were online. I thought Paris is Burning, the event went incredibly well.
Yes.
I did not see any hitches or any issues. I saw a lot of very excited folks. I think the young people as well as the older folks for whom this was contemporary at the time, I think they all enjoyed it. So congratulations, Clayton. Congratulations to you, John Mark. You did a great job with planning and execution.
Thank you most
Yeah.
kindly, sir.
I want to compliment myself on the way that I put the wristbands on everyone. I was flawless.
Your wristbands were wonderful. Your recommendations about our partnering with Brosis helped to ensure that it was a truly intergenerational convocation. And that's for what we live.
All right. Yeah. I was glad to see that the number of young people that did show up. And it'll be great to kind of go through a debriefing with them and sort of get an idea of how they saw it, what was their feeling. And as you know, they left early because of permission.
8:30, right, the 8:30 curfew, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yes.
It had nothing to do with the junior libation.
Who reached out the next day asking to be included in future programming?
You know, I think he should be absolutely included. There's a level of frankness.
And so will he be.
And Lee Soldier for the jacket. I thought that was an excellent jacket.
It was my jacket. I told you I loaned it to him. And he has yet to return it. No. Yeah, no, that was a great jacket.
Yeah, and kudos to him for that whole family that he brought
together.
on. Yeah, he did
for bringing members of his house.
Yeah.
To do the presentation.
Yeah. And actually kudos to you too also for organizing and getting everyone together. That's a little bit of heavy lifting. It seems easy breezy, but it's not. That's a lot of phone time and cajoling and whatever you did to negotiate and whatever favors you will owe. I'm sure you're going to be on panels on their behalf at some point. You agreed to something.
Well, we also agreed to dollars and cents to honorarium.
Yeah. But I figured it's like, look, I'll do this panel and you will participate in my panel. So I'm like, John Martin will be on the spot, I'm sure.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Kudos to you guys.
Bless you.
Were any fallout issues, by the way? Were there any fallout, any issues?
There were thanks.
Okay.
And kudos.
Yeah. Okay.
From members of the community, including Community Board 9 members who participated, like Tina,
Monique.
Monique, yes.
Monique, Tina,
Cordero.
Tina's and her friend showed up. I think there were 2 other board members. I can't think of who they were.
But that was gratifying also. Yeah.
Ned was greatly disappointed that she was unable to attend. And if it were to occur again, she would like to know well in advance. So yes, yeah.
Okay.
She talked to me about it for a while.
We will see to that, shall we?
Yeah.
How you doing, Doc?
Doing well, yeah. I guess the only other thing I want to raise for the end is that because I'm not continuing on the board, I think I officially vanish at the end of April or something. But I'll try to stay involved until the end of June, I think. But perhaps one thing that needs to be on the agenda for the task force at some point is seeing if we can get Chris a permanent spot or otherwise, so that it doesn't end up being a one
I
man.
think the person you really have to go over could try to get to join is not here this evening. I did
Somali?
speak to Somali. She's got all this wedding planning nonsense going on. I shouldn't say it's nonsense, but
You better not say.
yeah. I think it's your friend that seems to know how to work it. Oh, did you pick out your ring? He had it spot on.
Who was that?
The guy that we met when you did the walkthrough. He knew how to ask the right questions.
Who did the work?
Jude. He's my neighbor. He's got the same name as my neighbor's daughter.
Jude?
Is that his name, Jude?
Jude Thibault?
Yeah.
Oh, Jude, yes.
Yeah.
Jude is an actor.
He did a great job.
Well, yes.
He did a great job.
He's charming and charismatic and some other good stuff.
Yeah. All right. So I think if you might want to even reach out to Somali and just find out what her status is.
I will.
Yeah.
I will indeed. And yes.
So any of the folks on Zoom, issues, questions, Mrs. Brown, Blue Sky?
Before we adjourn, Mrs. Brown, are you there? All right. And Blue Sky is our note taker.
Oh, okay.
Our AI note taker.
Is that the same Blue Sky as the social media platform, or is that a separate thing?
Well, let's see. I think that's Zoom's.
Oh,
note taker.
okay. Well, maybe someone's gonna sue someone.
All right then. Are we well met?
I think we are. Hope the forum goes well and that you learn about our mayoral candidates and that it's a productive conversation.
Yes.
Maybe you'll even vote for one of them.
The only one who I saw Saturday was Cuomo. The others were arriving, and I didn't feel like waiting beyond Cuomo's pitch to the community.
Did he stay?
After his pitch? No.
Yeah, okay. He's doing rounds, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he doesn't care what they have to say, what their pitches are.
That's exactly their attitude.
I mean, and his pitch was
impressive.
Was formidable.
Right.
It was. So
he's going to be a tough one to knock out.
He will indeed.
Yeah.
You look good, Doc.
Well, only a little burned, hopefully.
Yeah, just a little sunscreen.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Great. Well, take care. This is it, right? So we should adjourn.
Do I hear a motion for adjourn?
Yeah, Clayton has to make the motion.
Yeah.
Oh, you motion, okay. And I think
do I hear a motion for adjourn? Did you say?
I did say. I mean, we adjourned.
I seconded.
Okay.
All right then.
All right.
Then thank you all, and we are adjourned at 7:25 p.m.
All right. Great. We'll have a good evening.
March 26th.
27th.
March 27th.
Have a good evening. Have a good day, Clayton.
Bye, Clayton. We'll talk offline. Bye-bye.